What is up, everyone? So today we got a little work that we're gonna do. The S14, I noticed it's a little soft on the low end torque. It is a DE, but it's way soft on low end torque, and I was getting a rattle. So after testing a bunch of stuff, we got Degnall here. We tested a bunch of shit, and it's the infamous VTC rattle. So, tested the solenoid's good. Tested the power to the plug, getting a solid 12 volts to the plug. And I don't remember having this issue when it was an auto. So I went over all the wiring, checked everything. Everything is good. So reading on forums, and finally I came across a guy that had the same problem, and what his issue ended up being was his oil pickup tube actually had a bunch of junk in it, so it wasn't getting enough oil pressure. So to be on the safe side, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the S14 on the lift, and I'm going to pull the oil pan down, and we're going to check to make sure there's no junk in there and it's not clogged up, because that will eventually be an engine failure if it keeps getting clogged, if it is. And what's it cost me? A couple quarts of oil. This thing only takes like 4 quarts, so it's not really a big deal. It's already got a brand new filter on there. I just changed the oil, so whatever. We're gonna pull the oil pan off and check the tube. It's super easy to do, so let's do it. All right, we got the S14 up in the air, so we are ready to drain the oil and check out the pickup tube. This car is increasingly getting on my nerves. After the 3rd cluster that's in it, now out of nowhere the tach is just being completely lazy. It's being super slow to react. It's the 3rd fucking tach in the car, so I don't know what to do about that. I do have an extra one, but the car just fucking kills tachometers. I don't know what I don't fucking know. It worked successfully for 1 fucking day. So here we have the oil pan, super small. Pickup tube is right underneath it. It's just a bunch of 10 millimeters. So we are going to pull this pan off and check out the pickup tube. If I can catch a little bit of luck, then the pickup tube will have some crap in it, and that is what's causing the VTC to be noisy on this car that only has 65,000 miles. But as with everything on this car, it does not seem like luck is on my side, because everything has been a fight on this thing. Considering I've barely driven this car, this oil is spent. I changed the oil when I first got it, and I've put maybe 20 miles on it, and this oil is completely spent. Don't know what that's all about. I'm gonna start by taking every other bolt out. Now we're gonna finish pulling the bolts out and pull the oil pan off. And then what you're gonna want to do is get a screwdriver or a little prior. See if you can just get it split. Nope, it is clean as a fucking whistle. So we got a bad VTC here. Fuck me, right? It is probably one of the cleanest fucking pickups I've ever seen. I told you, don't expect any luck on this fucking one. This car is fucking cursed. Now, I'm just gonna clean everything up, reseal the pan, and put it back up. I mean, I did all this for nothing essentially, but that's the name of the game with this car. Okay guys, I am back today. Yesterday I got a little bit agitated with this thing, just problem after problem. But we're back today to just put it back together. I figure I'll just throw it in the same video, because why not? So we went to the store and I picked up some Mobil 1 synthetic oil. Went with a little bit of thicker stuff for the summer, some 1040. I personally like to run it a little bit thicker in the summer just for protection. I have like an old school mentality. But yep, I just changed the filter with a Can-Am filter like 30 miles ago, so I'm not changing the filter. But I just cleaned the inside of the pan. We're gonna wire brush the outside of this pan, get it all clean. I razored the bottom of where the oil pan goes in, and I cleaned out the pickup. There was nothing really in it, but I did clean it out. So let's get to cleaning the lower oil pan and getting it glued back up there. So you just want to make sure all the silicone is off, and now we can clean this whole thing out so it's nice and fresh and smooth. All right, so we just put a little thin layer of sealant around the oil pan, some Honda Bond brand, that's the best shit out there, and torqued all the bolts back on, and oil pan is back on. Everything went on perfectly, everything was clean inside there. But I am gonna wait till tomorrow to fill it up with oil. I'm not taking the car out anyway, so it's not a big deal. And just let it dry. But yeah, that's gonna be it with that. Like I was saying, I did order the whole big brake kit, so that's gonna be the next video. But on that note, guys, we're gonna call it a day. Howdy there, boys and girls. So today, I think we're finally going to put the control arms on the S14. At least I'm going to start it. It's already like 9 o'clock at night, but Mr. Degnall and I just chilling here, and not doing anything else. So I think we're going to start putting these arms on so I can go get this thing aligned, because I really want to get an alignment on this thing so it drives nice. And there's no point of getting an alignment without putting these arms on first. So might as well put them on so we can get that done. Shouldn't be that difficult, knock on wood. So yeah, let's get to it. We started getting it together. We got the rear bar on, rear arm on. We have it set to the stock length. I'm gonna set them all to the stock length and then go from there. And we're working on taking these off. Of course, these have never been taken off before. We got everything loose except for this one. You can't get the gun in there, so it's all by hand. Basically, to get it the same size as stock for now, I just put it up against the stock control arm and I adjust it, make sure it's even on both sides, and I adjust it to the same size as stock so the bolts just fit in both ways. And then I'll just put it back in the car like that. So it won't really affect the alignment right now, but it will be ready for the aligner to do his magic. So I basically do that with all of them. The camber, I did that with the rear ones. And so the alignment's basically not going to change at all for the time being. All right, so we're back here finishing up the arms on the Sylvia. We got everything pretty much on. Everything is tight. The only things that are not tight are the old camber adjustments. So all the arms are set to stock length, exactly stock length. Everything is tightened up. We got a camber adjustment up there, and we got a toe adjustment back here. So now what I am going to do is put the wheels on and just kind of eye it and make sure they're even on both sides. That's all. I could probably get it a little better than it was, honestly, because the toe was definitely toed in before. So I could probably straighten it out a bit, but like I said, it's just going to be by eye. As long there are, actually I don't see any marks here, but I'm going to take a marker and just kind of make some marks and just make sure they're even. That's all. I'm going to put the tires on to do it, and then just eye it and go for gold. All right, guys, so successful ride in the Sylvia with the arms on it. But now we're gonna go pick up Degnall and we're gonna go head up to DJs. And we're gonna have a little birthday party for Degnall up there. So we are taking the Sylvia. We are picking up Degnall in the Sylvia. So hopefully it makes it. It's about a 30-minute drive. Happy birthday to you.
All right, boys, blow up.
Yay!
Same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
You guys are real good at blowing.
What'd you guys wish for?
It's so pretty.
Ice cream cake?
Oh, it's an ice cream cake?
Yeah.
Oh man, say less.
You can take the candles out if you want.
I didn't bring my medicine.
Don't take the knife out.
Oh!
Oh, that's bad luck. Put it back in. Remember, DJ, don't pull out.
He knows.
The knife! The knife, you sickos!
I already cursed it.
Oh no.